So this is a Toyota RAV4 Hybrid 2023 model. It's owned by a friend of mine and his wife. They had to get it in the height of the parts shortage. Nobody had any cars to sell, and well, that's when they had to get this. $700 a month payment, 6-year loan. Man, it's tough to sweat. It's a nice car, and I mean, the way they run them, they'll definitely get their use out of it. The previous Corolla he had, 300,000 miles on it before he got rid of it. His present Corolla, which is a hybrid also, that one he got in 2020, and it currently has 106,000 miles on it. This one is pushing 50. They'll definitely put the miles on this one also. She likes it. It has space, and with the electric, it gets her decent mileage. The overall mileage of this car since it was new was 46.7, which for 46.7 miles to the gallon. That's, I don't even get that out of the bubble. Other than that, let's do a walk around, show you what the other half lives like. I hate to use the term mom-mobile, but that is totally what this is. Is this in my wheelhouse as far as what I usually buy? No, it is not. I mean, my wife drives a fairly decent car. His wife needed something nice. I mean, she, as with my wife, she did her time in the beaters, and they definitely, look at that. Electric tailgate. Got the blanket back there for the dog. Good times. There it goes. So here we have the naturally aspirated Toyota 2.5, the hybrid system on it. And I mean, you can't argue with the mileage that this thing is getting. It's, I think she averages more for miles per gallon than you do with your Corolla. So this is a 2023 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. What am I doing in here? I don't know. What was I thinking? Idiot. So, is this my jam? Is it really in my wheelhouse? No, not so much. But the man whose wheelhouse it is,
Yep.
This is Chris, and this is his wife's fine vehicle. Why don't you?
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
wife's got to have a nice car. As John knows.
Agreed.
This was her replacement for the Subaru Impreza that is now in the graveyard.
We talked about that when it was somebody blew a red light and totaled it on him. Yep, not good.
She was fine. Totaled it, and that's where the Nissan came in. But this was her replacement. That was her car. Bought it brand new, 2023 RAV4 Hybrid. Wanted the hybrid. Drives nice. It's good on gas. Travels up to the Poconos for work. It's also all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. I can't remember. So it's good in the weather up there where it gets a little snowy and icy. It's got some space. It's got some cargo, so you can carry stuff for the family, take trips, stuff like that. Kind of met a couple different criteria. And it's got a sunroof and heated seats and all the bells and whistles that's important to the wife. But not cheap. And definitely not crap, for sure. So, little outside of Joe's wheelhouse, right?
Depends on who you ask. A lot of YouTubers anymore, man, they're headed for supercars and crazy luxury cars.
Yeah, it's nothing like that.
No.
The wife keeps it on eco mode, so every time I drive it, it feels sluggish and weird. Though not a fan of the eco mode, it just feels sluggish.
I think she wants the mileage out of it.
Yeah, I've got a lead foot, so I'd like my cars to be able to respond to my foot.
You've seen the Honda. That thing, it is excruciatingly slow. Came over yesterday. I saw a guy had a CRV that was lowered, and as he passed, he dropped 2 gears and just matted it. And let me tell you, this guy could not have accelerated any slower if he had just blown on the windshield. I mean, it was all noise, no motion. It was like, wow, man. I don't know what you're trying to show me, but you know,
Yeah, yeah.
I never really understood the guys taking like a CRV and slamming it to the ground. It's an all-wheel drive SUV.
I've definitely had some really slow cars. I think my slowest was a 1983 Volkswagen Rabbit. Actually, I had two versions of that car.
Gas or diesel?
It was gas, both of them. And one was a manual and one was an automatic.
Oh, that automatic.
And they both were absolute dogs. They did not, they barely moved.
Well, if you think that gas with the
Right.
stick is slow, then you needed to do try one of the diesels for that period
They
of time.
probably did pretty well.
They did great mileage wise, but let me tell you, acceleration wasn't a thing. Like you could do a 0 to 60 with a sundial.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think they were misnamed. They were like rabbits tend to be a little fast, right?
yeah, but the Turtle won.
Turtle would have definitely beat that car.
Well, but what I'm saying is the gas ones were actually like somewhat peppy.
Okay.
The diesel ones, like, oh my god.
Oh, that was the peppy version. Okay.
Yeah, the gas was definitely more peppy than the diesel because the diesel was like a 1.9 liter diesel with no turbo. So it was like it was slow. And let me tell you how that thing shook. Even new, like you'd be sitting there and it would just, like shake the dash. Ugh.
Yeah. Both of those cars got totaled the exact same way. The first one, a Porta-John truck cut me off, and I couldn't stop on time, and I smashed into him. That was actually found to be his fault. The rear end, that wasn't, my fault,
Right.
And then the second time, I smashed into a truck. I was like 17 at the time, and I smashed into the back of this pickup truck. The driver looks out his window and he goes, "It's fine, go ahead." So I look around and I just go, and the lady that was sitting in his passenger seat was like, "I hurt my neck. I'm gonna find you and I'm suing you."
Wow.
I'm like, bye. That was a long time ago. I think the statute of limitations.
Oh yeah, statute of limitations for them to sue you is 2 years.
Yeah, but yeah, and they both looked identical. They were both sitting in my parents' backyard with the exact same damage.
So you couldn't even use one to fix the other.
No, yeah.
All right, so yesterday came over in the bubble, Honda, and the brake lights were on.
Yeah.
So what I ended up having to do with that is I couldn't get the brake lights to go off, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So in order to get the brake lights to turn off, I had to pull the fuse. I had to pop the hood, pop the cover on the fuse panel out there, and yank the fuse to get the lights to turn on. So I did some sleuthing, and it turns out a fairly common problem with the Hondas, and they've used the same system. What it is it's just a little like plastic piece or kind of rubbery piece that clicks into the brake pedal arm, and that as you let it out, it turns the switch on and off, which seems really bizarre to me. That little plastic piece had disintegrated. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I have a picture of it like next to it, but it's like this big. I got home and I talked to a friend of mine and I said, "Hey, you mind, firing up the 3D printer and making another one of those?"
Oh, nice.
He was looking at it, and next thing you know, he said, "Well, we're going to." He just went to the local auto parts store because I think it was like $1.98. He's like, here. Like he came over to the house and I was cooking dinner, and next thing I know, he's like, "There you go." Like, thanks. He's like, "Yeah, for the money that this is going to cost, it's $2. I'm not going through the grief and aggravation of trying to, find the file, download the file, load up the." He's like, "For $2, there you go."
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You're all right. So this morning, he bought it. He gave it to me last night, and I just really like when I was eating. I finished making dinner, ate dinner. I don't feel like it. I woke up this morning, took the trash and recycling out, and once I did that, out to my driveway at 6 o'clock this morning. And of course, just the way it's sitting there, like I'm trying to hit the brake and push it in with my right hand, but then the way it's sitting, I can't really get under it with my left hand. So then I'm trying to push the brake down with my left hand, and I can't really get the brake too far down. And every time I get it like almost in the hole, then it pops out of my hands and goes on the floor, and back to step one. So anyway, and I'm trying to get the pedal down, and the pedal's just like rock hard. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, it says power brakes. I should start the car. It's 6 o'clock. I really haven't had much coffee.
Right. It's totally excusable.
Right. So sitting there, and I get the piece in, and I click it in, and I'm trying to go and see if the brake lights are just off, and I just can't. Like I got nobody else there. My neighbor comes out, and I said, "This is gonna sound really weird, but could you do me a favor?" He's like, "What?" "Could you just sit down in the seat, push the brake pedal?" I'm like, what? I said, "I just need you just to sit down and push the brake pedal." Sits down, and he looks at me like I'm a raving lunatic, which I understand. No, he looks at me like I'm a raving lunatic. He sits down, he presses the brake pedal. I go to the back of the car. Don't you know, even with him pushing the brake pedal, the lights aren't. And I'm like, what is going on with this thing? What's going on? Makes me a little crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think I know what's going on.
So I think I know. And he goes, "So that's it?" I'm like, "Yep, that's all I needed. Thank you. That's it. Look, that's all I needed. I really appreciate it. Thank you." So he goes back in and back to his day, and I'm, sitting there, and of course, yep, I didn't put the fuse back in.
Yeah.
So,
you figured it out, and you excused them before you.
Well, no, at that point, I knew what the problem was, and I really didn't need him anymore because I was trying to do it with I was trying to do it with my ice scraper against the seat. It's an extendable, so I could extend it and lock it. And I was pushing the pedal down, but it just wasn't turning the lights on. It's why is this not working? And I mean, like I said, that's like a common problem. There's actually, there's YouTube videos, and it's such a stupid nothing thing. But I typed it into the search bar on YouTube, and sure enough, comes up with this guy, and he's like, "Yep, this is if your lights are on and won't turn off, and this is the problem, and this is what you need, and this is how you replace it. There you go. Make sure it seats all the way, clicks in."
It's easy. That's good, man. It's not like a crazy electrical problem or anything like that.
No, surprisingly enough. I mean, there was enough of those, with the radio. I disconnected that, so that's not a problem. It's a space filler now. It's there for aesthetics. I really wish I had the block off plate. Radio delete plates they're the best.
I'm a big radio guy.
You know how many cars I've had that have not had a radio from the factory? All there is just a plate where the radio. So, all right, talk about the new Corolla.
Yeah.
I mean, it's paid off. It's got 106,000 on it.
That car's been awesome for me. So my old Corolla lasted me another 7 years after I totaled a Fiesta. But I had owned it at that point. I bought that brand new in 2009.
Was it a 9? I thought it was a 7.
Yeah, it was 2009, 11 years, but I drove it back and forth to Philly every day. So that car, I got rid of it with, it was 300,000. That car, I was done with it. I was driving it down Philly, and it was duct taped together. It was a good car, but
yeah,
it definitely had issues with the mileage, and
well, I mean,
it was
300,000 miles. Yeah, take its toll on anything.
Yeah, and I just, I didn't feel like I needed to risk breaking down on 476 or at a toll booth again.
No, that's just silly talk right
there. Yeah, after I broke down at a toll booth and just stood there, and people were like lining up behind me in the interstate like there was traffic. Why am I doing this to myself? So I went out and bought a brand new.
So when you bought this, did they manage to go up to the wrist or
Yeah.
the elbow?
Okay.
Or
This car.
did they really all the way to the shoulder?
Yeah. No, they did. It was all the way. It was elbow. So one of the issues when we bought this car was that in 2023, for whatever reason, the car inventory was like non-existent. There were supply chain issues and all kinds of stuff. So it was just a really bad time to buy a car. And Kylie was getting her license, so we needed to get that car transitioned over to her. So the timing was just not good. And also the interest rates were like at an all-time high. Kind of ate whatever they told us it was. There really wasn't any negotiation. Like you try to haggle them down a little bit, and they're just like, no, have a nice day. It's like, all right, well, at least let me get some popcorn or something. It's just the way it was at the time. It might be a little bit better now, but yeah, we got eaten up for this car. I think we paid like $2,000 over sticker for it, plus the fees and tags and everything like that. And the rate on it is like 7.5%. Yeah, not good. Not good. Again, this was what she wanted.
Wow. She said she wanted a minivan, but this is all that they had.
Yeah, minivan is like.
She said that the minivan would have been like 6 more months.
Yeah, the minivan would have been about $10,000 more than this. And minivans are not very reliable cars. Like they have problems usually with transmissions, even Toyota minivans. You go on your monologues and talk about the $600, $700, $800 a month car payments, and I'm just like, ooh, ouch.
Do I even want to know what the payment is on this?
Yeah, it's $730 a month for this one. Yep.
I don't even like paying that for cars. The whole car.
For the whole car. You could buy a car a month.
Oh.
Yep.
I mean.
Yeah.
And just that, back in the day, like, there were cars that, we had that weren't anywhere.
I fully acknowledge 100% that I overpaid for this car. And I went into it with eyes wide open.
Yeah.
And,
well,
I know there's going to be an opportunity to refinance if the interest rates go down. So I figured that was a thing. And
well, were you
all that good stuff
with this? Like, did you go extended terms, or you just
we got
60 months, or are you like?
Well, yeah. So it's a 6-year loan, which is like standard now. I guess you could get my Corolla was a 5-year loan.
Yeah.
But they usually just go right for the 6-year loan, and with the way the payments were already, we're just like, yeah, we don't want to pay more than that. So, but you could always pay extra. That's the way I always think about it.
Well, that's what I did with her car. But
yeah.
Like, basically, I always like, as far as a car loan, 5 years, because the depreciation on the thing, like, you're going to be underwater on the car forever.
Yeah. But we got the gap coverage on it, which is something I usually don't do.
You learned that one.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, the Fiesta. So I totaled that a month later after I bought it, and I only owed $1,000 more. Like I only lost out $1,000. And Ford Motor Credit was awesome. They let me pay that off over like 2 years, so it was like negligible.
That $1,000.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I got a lot of good things to say about Ford and Ford Motor Credit. They were really awesome to work with when I told them my car. They really wanted me to buy another car, though. And I was just going to stick with the Rolla. And then I went back to Toyota again, even though I like Ford.
Some more fun and excitement with the new vehicles. With the new vehicles, you get the added fun, the technology they put in the windshields. And for the technology they put in the windshields, well, this one got hit by a rock, and the rock has turned into a crack, and the crack is to the point where it's not going to pass inspection. Luckily, the insurance will cover it, but if that was out of your pocket, it's $1,500, $2,000 just to put a windshield in. Wow. Again, I don't even like to pay that for cars.
Yeah, it's nuts. Plus they could install it wrong.
Yeah. So what did you pay for the Corolla?
That I got a great deal on. It's like 21,000 or something like that. I only paid like $320 a month for it for 5 years.
I was gonna say that's not bad at all.
The car loan was like barely anything. Actually, I think it was 24,000. It's a pretty well equipped car too, unlike my last Corolla, which was it had roll up windows.
Yeah. Well, that yeah, the hybrids come in LE only.